Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash, and the ones of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I am Noah Allah from GMI Chicago, and I'm coming back with you with another lesson about, this is why, us in the faith, alright, we don't celebrate these holidays, right? And I would first like to start with Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. It's like, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And that's right, it says, learn not the way of the heathen, alright? All these heathenistic customs, like all getting like these lineups and shit, following after their old ways, worshiping their idols and all this other crap, right? All that is folly, right? They're gods, they're not real, all right? They have no power, all right? Which really, the only one that you should be worshiping is Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, all right? There's no other power but him. But it says, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with an axe. And this goes to show you that, Christmas is not biblical, alright? And really in general, like all these holidays that these people celebrate, in this time, alright, none of it is even biblical, right? The Bible, literally tells you not to learn the way of the heathen, right? It says, for the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do good, neither also is it in them to do good. And that's right, the scriptures actually condemns, alright, these holidays, right? It speaks against, these holidays which these people celebrate today, right? And they don't even know why they celebrate it, especially, with Halloween, Christmas and shit, Thanksgiving, right? And all these holidays in general, right? They're all just nothing but paganism, right? Esau done got our people fucked up, alright? Make them to believe that there's a white man coming down your chimney, alright, to send you presents, and he'd be stalking you and all this other shit, right? And it makes it to believe that our people believe that Esau is some kind of god or some shit, right? Christmas is just nothing but paganism, right? It's just straight up folly. And the Christmas tree, it actually resembles a dick, right? Which is straight up folly. All right. And then, our people, they ignorantly celebrate these holidays, but they don't understand. They don't understand why, They don't know the true origins. But here's Deuteronomy 7:26. It says, neither shall thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest there be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. Oh, I'm going to start with verse 25 actually. The graven images of their gods shall ye burn with fire, Those shall not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto them, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy power. Neither shall thou bring an abomination into thy house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it, but thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. And yeah, in general, all these idols, these objects, these people that be hanging up in the houses, these portraits of Cesare Borgia, all right, um, or Santa Maria, where the fuck that is. All right, these people be worshiping in their houses, all these portraits and shit. All right, the Lord actually wants you to like take them out of your houses, all right, because that brings curses upon you, right? Because you're literally worshiping a graven image, right? An idol, committing idolatry when you have these things in your house. It's just straight up folly. And speaking of my own testimony, I remember years back, we used to have like a little portrait of Cesare Borgia, and there's like glass on it too, right? That is covering the image. And I remember like it was stand upright on the corner of my crib, and I just remember the lights were off. I was walking in the living room, and out of nowhere, the portrait just fell, all right, and the glass literally cracked when it fell. And I'm looking at that shit, I'm like, what the fuck? And really, it's through the spirit, it's just in my mind, I'm like, damn, I should just throw this image of Cesare Borgia into the trash already, because like why the fuck do I have it, like, well, why is it still here, you know what I mean? So that's exactly what I did, because hey, things just don't happen out of nowhere, right? Everything happens for a reason, and I believe that the Lord just wanted me to throw that away already, and that's exactly what I did. I just literally, me personally, I threw away the images of Santa Maria out of my house and shit, the Cesare Borgia that this world says, Jesus Christ and all this other bullcrap, right? But yeah, I don't keep that shit in my crib no more. Because what, it brings curses upon you. And now, I understand, alright, those of us, that live with our household, with our family, with our parents, of course, they're not going to understand. But, and if you can't really throw it away, it's okay, as long as you're still continuing to worship Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and you're in truth. Of course, you may have, family members, right, that still worship these false idols and such and such and such, and they don't know that you're part of this ministry. All right, the scriptures also tell you that let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Right, so just move wisely. Just move wisely. All right. You don't have to be telling anybody that you don't celebrate Christmas at your job or anything like that. Just move wisely, of course. These, because not everybody's going to understand anyways. But yeah. Isaiah 5:20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And hey, this is what the world promotes on a daily basis. All right, they call evil good and good evil. All right. This world, Esau wants you to go off. All right, without you even knowing. All right, they have you celebrate these pagan holidays. All right, they have you worshiping these idols and shit. All right, they make you all believe in false ideologies, philosophies and stuff of that sort. All right. Even true power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. One more. Habakkuk 2:9. Woe to them. Select 2:19. Select. It says, "Woe unto him that saith to the wood, Awake, to the dumb stone, Arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there's no breath at all in the midst of it. But the Lord is in the holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him." And yeah, this is what the world is doing right now, right? Especially, well, yeah, this is pretty much what our people is doing right now. They're still continuing to do this to this very day. They worship, idols, right? They worship a piece of stone or a piece of wood that have no breath or power in them at all, right? And it's just straight up folly. They keep these portraits in their cribs and stuff, not knowing that, all of it is in vain, right? All of it is just, you know, they commit literally idolatry, right? But yeah, this is like we're supposed to come out of the mindset of the Americanized mindset. The scriptures tell you that to come out of her, my people. Basically telling you to come out of the mindset of this Americanized mindset, right? Which these people follow today. It says Revelations 18:4. It says, "I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." And hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're telling you to do, right? And we're commanded to, teach you this, all right? Because America, all right, what Esau promotes is nothing but death, and our people follow after it, all right? Not knowing that it's going to soon lead to the destruction, all right? It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Right? Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua hath remembered her iniquities. Alright, so yeah. Real soon, alright, Esau's about to be destroyed along with 2/3 of our people. Why? Because they commit idolatry, alright. They do the opposite of what the scriptures are right, right, worship as my and